5 minutes.
Your awareness may be powerful enough to control your instincts. Your instinct will be to remove your hand from the box.
It's your girl Meesh, and welcome to another episode of the LUV MEESH Podcast. Changes to your menstrual cycle, disrupted sleep. For your mind, psychological and emotional symptoms will be feeling hopeless and helpless, continuous low mood or sadness, having low self-esteem, feeling tearful, feeling anxious or worried all the time, no motivation or interest in things, lack of enjoyment in life, feeling guilt-ridden, feeling irritable, difficulties in concentrating and making decisions, having suicidal thoughts or thoughts of harming yourself. Behavioral symptoms: using excessive alcohol or drugs to help you cope. Check. Losing interest in your hobbies, avoiding challenges, not doing well at work, staying off sick, isolating yourself, staying at home for days on end, having difficulties in your home and family life. I might want to check all of them. Relationships, social, taking part in fewer social activities, avoiding contact with your friends and family, losing a sense of connection with people around you, choosing friends that are not good for you, entering into disruptive relationships, isolating yourself from others in the world. I don't think all of these things can be bad. Sometimes these things are needed. Let's see. The biggest challenge in terms of recovering from depression is to reach out for help. We might feel in some ways vulnerable and afraid of criticism, or that we should not be feeling down, that we should be stronger. I'm always a happy, fun, advice person. So being down and out and not having enough in my cup to pour with someone else, I don't even feel like myself because I don't have anything to give. But I do remember like my boss making like a smart little comment like, everybody goes through things in life. You just have to get over it. You just have to do better. And I'm just like, you know, for a lot of these godly Christian people, you're failing miserably. God is not pleased. Jesus, what would Jesus do? He would shake his wicked head. Let's see. At times you might perhaps feel afraid of what your friends and family might say if you told them. You might even feel like there might be something so wrong with you that no one will want to help you. I kind of felt like no one understood. It's always being understood for me. It has always been that. I just wanted to be understood. I wish to congratulate you at the very fact that you are reading this book. It means that you're beginning to support yourself more skillfully. I hope that you will continue reading this book and find ways to support your own journey to recovery. So now I'm just going to give like little highlights. Your journey through depression and the process of recovery is also in many ways a unique personal experience. So it might be helpful to avoid comparing yourself with others and simply do what works best for you at any given moment. Let's see. Mindfulness for depression again. Mindfulness practice have been shown to significantly reduce anxiety and depression. Mindfulness-based cognitive therapy is significantly more effective than antidepressants alone. Severe studies have found that MBCT to help during the course of depressive episodes, reduce depression symptoms from severe to mild in just one trial. Studies looking at long-term challenges in the brain of experienced mediators and those undergoing mindfulness meditation training, an 8-week mindfulness-based stress reduction course result in actual physical changes in the brain of meditation novices. Now, I mentioned this in my past episode. The man took a picture of the brain and actually saw it change in the course of one treatment. The brain had missing spots and gaps, and then it was like full of color. No gaps, no spots, no blanks. So I really feel like they need to up technology. If you're seeing these people, that brain need to be scanned and they need to monitor its growth. Let's see. When we are anxious, stressed, or depressed, a part of the brain called the amygdala is overactive. Functional magnetic resonance imaging or functional MRI scans show that this part of the brain is overactive in people who suffer from stress as well as chronic depression. The other function of the amygdala is that it overrides any logical thinking ability of the brain, our ability to think. Depression affects your ability to think. Wow. This is why doctors always recommend that people do not make life-changing decisions when they're feeling down and depressed. We're simply not able to think rationally and potentially end up making bad decisions. Oh my God. Let's see. As I stated earlier, depression is a very personal experience. But having said this, is also shared by many individuals who, according to WHO, around 350 million people of all ages suffer from depression. It must be honest. This means that you are not alone. I must be honest and say that when I suffered from depression, this was the last thing I wanted to hear. For someone to tell me that I am not alone, I'm not the only one suffering from depression. I don't think I didn't want to hear that. I wanted to, where do people who suffer like me? Okay, where is my tribe of people? I just wanted to find my tribe because I felt alone, okay? Let's see. We need to give ourselves permission to heal, permission to embark on this journey of self-discovery. Now, this idea of befriending might be quite challenging for some of us, and you know what? This is absolutely okay. Rome wasn't built in a day, and I'm inviting you to consider taking small, manageable steps as guided and as suggested in this book. I feel like that's the journey I've been on, discovering me and giving myself permission to heal and become my best, highest self. We may feel like we may never be happy again because we're not in position to make our feelings go away. Let's see. Learn to stop fighting your feelings. I feel like that too. I always take care of everything outside of me. And just like I've said before in previous past episodes, and it was like, I'm hurting too, me. And my body was finally just like, bitch, fuck everybody else, focus on me. So yeah, I finally heard myself loud and clear. So learn to stop fighting our feelings and allow emotions to just be as they are, which then gives the opportunity for change and to potentially dissolve. For me, it was journaling. Everybody always kept saying, journal. I hate writing. I hated writing. But I remember in school, I always loved writing about something that I was passionate about. So I had to turn my journals into something that I was passionate about. So I started getting these clues, and my journal started turning into messages and it became exciting, and now I'm okay with doing it. I always start my journals like, hey, love. And then I'll be like, I got this email today and what that means to me. Or I'll get a thought or those little whispers and I'll write them down. If I have a dream, it'll be a message. Now I'm trying to decode the message. So it's been journaling for me. Journaling is allowing me to hear me. It sounds so weird to say. Let's see. I'm going to skip these parts. I also follow someone called, I wrote her name down. What's her name? Let me go to my mentors, teacher guides. Her name is Gala Darling. She does tapping, where because we be thinking about the past and the future so much, tap to keep yourself present. Tap your head, tap your chest, tap your hand, tap your knees. Just constantly tap in to keep yourself in the moment. And she'll ask questions like, do you forgive yourself? What could you do in this? Just to kind of keep yourself present. And I actually went on her YouTube, and she usually you usually have to pay to go on her things, and I wasn't in a space to like join anybody's things, but now I understand the importance of doing so. They are using their time and energy to help me. The least I can do is send them love energy in the form of money to show my gratitude and appreciation. So she did it for did a couple of them for free, and I was listening to them, and yeah, I appreciate her doing that. So for her, tapping is like helping as far as anxiety. You know, your anxiety is like but like tapping yourself and bring yourself into the now. And what are you thankful for? What are you seeing right now? And then you'll go over the senses. What do you see? What do you smell? Do you taste? What do you feel? So there's different methods that they have to reduce anxiety. Let me go through. There's so much in here. Y'all know I can't do everything. Wait. I think this one was good. That's the cognitive therapy. I'm such a bookworm. I think everybody should have a library in their home. There are 5 different layers that make up an experience. Your thoughts. In depression, these are usually pessimistic and negative. I'm a bad person. I'm unlovable. These negative thoughts then contribute and lead to uncomfortable feelings. So then we go on to feelings. Feelings, bad or low in some way, is usually the first thing that we can be aware of. The feelings can be dense, heavy, or painful. At times, people feel numb and unable to tell what they are feeling. For me, I always know what I'm feeling. Sensations. These are experienced more in the body as physical sensations such as tiredness, tension, pain, discomfort. People with depression often struggle with physical discomfort, what doctors often call psychosomatic. Didn't we just go over that? Or pain that does not have a diagnosable physical cause. Everything is really connected for me. Memories. Forgotten painful memories can also trigger uncomfortable feelings and thoughts, leading to a vicious cycle of depression. People with depression often say that they are stuck in painful memories that can keep the depression active. Now, I will say, for me, I couldn't let a traumatic, painful memory die because I kept repeating the same action that causes that same traumatic experience. And for me, it's always relationships. So I'm not allowing that heal the wound because I keep putting myself back in these situations that are opening up the womb. And what happens when you open up a womb, my darling? It goes deeper and deeper and deeper. So yeah, self-reflection is a mofo, that's for sure. Memories, we already did that. Core beliefs. These are negative unconscious belief patterns that have formed in the subconscious mind over the years, such as strong embedded belief that you are somehow a bad person. This layer is what feels negative, is what feeds the negative, unhelpful thoughts. Generic mental patterns. This aspect of experience is quite fundamental, and it is the same for all people. The core beliefs can be very unique and individual. For example, the autopilot quality of the mind belongs to this category, as well as the past or future thinking tendency. I think that autopilot is dangerous. You should always monitor that. Make sure you're feeding it good. Like, to me, affirmations are feeding yourself positive thoughts. It's like feeding that autopilot. Let's see. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is the gift. Live in your gift. Let's see. Self-compassion. Having reflected on the story of the cracked bucket in the previous section, we can develop a certain understanding of the quality of compassion. However, we cannot leave things just there. Before we can get to a point where we are able to understand and practice self-compassion for ourselves, we need to understand the idea of compassion a little better. Compassion can be approached from 3 different angles: the etymology or meaning of the word, the psychological step-by-step process leading to the experience of compassion, or the neurochemical of compassion, or what happens in the brain when we feel kindness. So literal, action, and feelings, emotion. When I think of love, I feel like that, like people say love and it has a million and one meanings, but that's verbal. And then there's people that act out love, but people understand love from different levels. So an action can be as small as good morning, or flowers, or a diamond ring, or I don't know, a freaking car. And then the feelings. And I think you're only able to feel love in the way that you, in your top love language, basically. For example, my love language is not acts of service, really, because I can do them all by myself. I can take out my own trash, I can clean up, like, okay, I can do a lot of stuff by myself. It's more like a thank you. But gifts, it's like, oh my gosh, you didn't have to. You spent your hard-earned money on me, and you did not have to. That, so you could be speaking the wrong language, showing your best love, and a person not get it. Because you were selfish. You did not ask them what their love language were. You did not show them love in their own way. Or maybe you just didn't know. Let's see. Compassion, self-compassion. Another way at looking at the idea of self-compassion is by acknowledging that you have different parts of your personality. Parts of your personality is compassion and understanding, but you also have a part of you that is more critical, impatient, and lacking compassion. These parts develop as we grow older and interact with the world around us. This is true. Oxytocin is released when we get a hug, we are in tune with someone we like, when we play with a pet or child. It's oxytocin for the win for me, okay? Certain people give me oxytocin and certain people don't. Let's see. Self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-compassion. I feel like when Spirit was giving me self-love, self-care, self-respect, self-worth, it's going to combine with these two. So I see a whole bunch of connections here. It's just like layers on layers on layers. I'm building a stairway here. Let's see. They go over mindfulness exercises, how you can sit or stand or lay down, meditation, reflecting, exercise, music. We all listen to music, y'all. Music is like the number one therapy. We just don't even be knowing it. The blessing with depression. Now, I just had learned that different things that you go through are really like your greatest teachers, your greatest blessings. But going through it, you be like, the hell? Well, after you get through it, you will be able to look back and say, wow, that was the biggest blessing of my life. And that's what people say, if I had to do it all over again, I would. Because it brought me here. Like, I get it. But you got to get to the finish line before you can say that. Because you'd be like, man, want this shit. When you're feeling depressed, your own view of what is possible is very bleak and distorted. A pearl is made when a grain of irritating sand enters the inside of the oyster. The sand gets stuck between the inner membrane of the shellfish. In an attempt to free itself from the grain of sand, which has just invaded its space, the oyster secretes and covers the intruder with a protective substance called a nacre, which is the same material as that of the shell. Over time, these layers of nacre, also known as mother of pearl, coat the grain of sand until this beautiful pearl is formed. This metaphor of pearl really does relate to you and your situation. Unlikely though, and likely though they may seem. If you think about it, pearls are made with a severe form of irritation and pain, and is transformed into something precious, beautiful, and valuable. It's almost as if the oyster is able to use a seemingly bad experience and transform it into something good. I can literally cry. So much stuff happens And you just become a more beautiful, better person because of it. Just like crap. You put crap on a seed and this beautiful flower grows out of it. Like, such is life. Like God is like, let me see how much irritation I can put in this oyster so I can make this beautiful pearl. And we all go through it, whether we speak about it or not, whether we're high functioning or low functioning. Nobody can escape it, rich or poor, happy or sad, whatever. Everybody has it. The oyster didn't ask to have the sand stuck in its shell. It was put on the spot, so to speak, and it had to find a way of dealing with irritation. Your depression is similar. You didn't ask to be depressed, but for some reason you are. Depression puts you in the corner with nowhere to run. Here you are, and you have a choice. You can resign to the situation, or you begin to explore ways of healing through it mindfully. What did I say over the past couple of episodes? Okay. You can overcome, or you can succumb. Which one? Let's see. The 4 pillars of happiness. Finding value and meaning in your experience. In other words, looking for the blessing in the disguise, creating the condition for your happiness and well-being, being the co-creator of your life, understanding that your experience wasn't in vain and that you can, if you choose so, be of service and benefit to others who might be going through a similar experience, connecting with your higher life purpose. I really feel like we were all given this life and all these different things were thrown at us. And we are supposed to be hitting them like a baseball. Bam, bam, bam. Knocking them out the park. Then one day we can become a little league coach and teach others how to knock it out the park. I'm just saying. Let's see. Notice the positive changes in your life. It's human nature to constantly look for negative in our life, and this quality is more prevalent with people who are depressed. Simply try it, see if you can reverse the process, and rather than scanning your life for the bad and negatives, choose to start acknowledging the positive in your life. When you feel unwell, you probably don't feel like doing things that will make you feel better. In order to move beyond depression, however, you need to make the jump and begin to explore ways in which you can create conditions that will naturally help you feel better and happy. Eating more nutrition foods, spending time in nature, finding meaning and supportive relationships, spending time in recreation, relaxing and managing your stress, taking exercise, experiencing spiritual involvement. And look, I just have to read that one. Explore prayer, dancing, meditation, anything that helps you get in touch with higher human potential. Offering service to others, explore various community well-being projects such as walking group, get involved with volunteering, mental health charities, start an online blog, share what has helped you cope on your journey, making it positive. This will help remind you of your own positive experience. I feel like my podcast has grown into that. Like, it can't be all about you all the time. Sometimes, not all the time. Using your experience of pain to help others. I feel like at the end of the day, if everybody wrote a book before exiting life, they would be able to use their life and their pain, even their joy, and help others. And I feel like some of us do that before we leave and some of us don't. I really think it would be better to say, you know, hey God, while I was there, this happened and this happened and this happened and, you know, this happened and you won't have to see me about this because I wasn't happy about that. That's how I be talking to God. But you can also say, and because of that, I did this and I did that and that and that and that and that. I think it would be better to go to Creator like that versus, man, I just lived it up. I just drunk to my heart's content. I just smoked to my heart's content. I just gambled to my heart's content. I just messed around to my heart's content. I mean, you could definitely do that. Your life, free will. But I think it would be better to be like, you know, in the midst of all of that, God, this is what I did. I'm just saying. Make your papa proud. Okay, so let's see. It says 9 mindful aptitudes that protect happiness. Beginner's mind. Beginner's mind is a mental quality that encourages the idea that it's okay not to know something. We're uncomfortable when we don't know something. When I was in this new phase, it was very uncomfortable. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it's going. It's just like, regain your sense of happiness and know that you will be able to learn, improve, and progress. Acceptance of the way that things are right now, even if they're not pleasant or the way that you want them to be, is the door to healing and recovery. That's true. It is what it is. Rome wasn't built in a day, and that healing is a journey. That's the first thing my therapist said. After I vomited everything on her, and I took a deep breath, and I looked at her so she could respond. She didn't say one word the whole time, mind you, and I'm long-winded if you didn't know. And she said, well, first things first, we can't solve everything in one visit. What is the first thing that you want to tackle? That joke was so funny. Patience. Most people feel like this, including those who are not suffering from depression. We can often be impatient with ourselves as well as with others. I think I've been very impatient with myself. And as I've been journaling and learning, I have to show compassion and love to myself and not be so hard on myself. Like, yes, I had these goals for 25. I didn't meet them. Yes, I'm almost about to hit 35, and that's okay. That is okay. What can I do in the time and space that I have now until I get to those milestones that I have for myself? So patience, darling. Patience. If it wasn't so old school, I would definitely name my daughter Patience. I couldn't name my son that, but definitely my daughter. Patience reminds us that there's often a process taking place, a journey, an unfolding. Trying to force yourself to feel happier or trying to make your recovery go faster does not really work. Patience teaches you that everything has its own rhythm and process. Life is a process, and often things take time to change for the better. Unfortunately, we can't always see the unfoldment and positive change, either because it's not noticeable enough or because we're unwilling to notice the positive changes in our own life. Hang in there and trust that if you stay committed to supporting yourself, your life will eventually improve. Trust. Part of the journey is regaining happiness means that you must begin to trust your own mind. When you feel down and ill, you can often feel that your mind is your worst enemy. You can feel like you're unable to fully take care of yourself. This is totally understandable and okay. Cultivating trust is based on the fundamental reality that you are already in many ways trusting yourself. For example, you can trust that your body will take care of you. You don't have to worry or make sure that your heart beats. You just trust that it will continue to do so. In a similar way, you can slowly begin to trust your own ability to take care of yourself and be in a better position to manage your mood and well-being. Your mind is your own best friend. This can take time, but it's totally possible. Mindfulness practice. Non-judging. Judging is a normal quality of the mind. We all have it, and we all do it. It is the I want this, but I don't want that quality of the mind. Being non-judgmental means that you would try to be okay about your mood change and disappointment. Allow yourself to have more kindness and say, it's okay for me to feel this way. I could try again tomorrow. For me, I just love the energy and the frequency of happy. When something drastic happens, I was not allowing myself the ability to feel that other emotion of sad or down just because I didn't want to. I wanted to stay in happy land. And, you have to let the emotions feel and work their ways out, or they become trapped. Or they will demand attention, basically. So, yeah, it's okay to feel all of your feelings. You have to feel them all, not just happy. Let's see. Non-striving. Non-striving is a lot about living your present in the present moment, away from constant mental to-do lists. I don't know about you, but I often feel like I need to be somewhere other than where I am right now, as if this moment is not good enough. I often feel that I have to achieve something in order to feel good about myself. Non-striving teaches you to be more comfortable with the way things are right now, and it prevents you from getting caught up in harsh expectations you might have on yourself. You can apply this attitude to your own recovery and remind yourself that your situation will change when the time is ready for it to change. I mean, a whole sermon, and the time is about to stop, so I'm going to click off and click back on. This may be a 2-part episode. Be right back. Okay, letting go. Letting go is a doorway to true happiness. It's human nature to cling to the past, to hurt feelings and events which are long gone. The more you hold on to these, the more you get caught up with them, which only makes it feel worse. Everyone struggles with the idea of letting go, and people often think that it's something you must do, as if it's something that can be forced. You can't force letting go, but you can practice and allow it. The more you practice mindfulness, the more easily you will be able to let go and do certain unhelpful and negative emotions, and drop certain unhelpful and negative emotions, thoughts, and attitudes. So again, mindfulness, gratitude. Let me tell you. Did I not just say Spirit was telling me to do all gratitude and affirmation card deck? In life, often people take many things for granted. People often focus on what they don't have, thinking that if only they had this or that, then they would truly be happy. Focusing on lack of the good in your life only breeds more lack and scarcity. We are magnets, y'all. Cultivating the attitude of generosity means that we acknowledge the good things which we already have, our health, even if you are ill. There are parts of you that are healthy. Your friends are people who support you, the fact that you have a place to live, the fact that you have food to eat, and so on. It's interesting that people are usually reminded of how fortunate they are only when they lose what they took for granted. By practicing gratitude, you allow more happiness to enter your life. We cannot really be happy if we don't recognize the good which is already here. Start a gratitude diary and write down each day one thing that you are thankful for. It's so funny. The Daily 7 came to me. Generosity. There are many different ways in which you can practice generosity. One way is to receive happiness is to share your time and energy with others. When you give your attention to others, it not only takes the focus off of your own negativity, but it actually benefits the other person as well. It shifts that focus on others, and it can help with healing. So you can give so many things which don't cost anything, such as your attention, your time, a smile, and so on. One way to practice generosity is cooking for others. Well, knowing me, I might take your ass out to lunch. Okay, let's see. If you have ever been in a happy personal relationship with someone, you know how satisfying and wonderful it is. You feel connected and valued, and you know that you have someone who not only cares for you, but also wants what is best for you. Having said that, you know that it's not always so blissful. Being in relationships can be hard work, and often friction, discomfort, unhappiness arise as a result of the interaction between you and your partner. Well, life in general is the same. That to me screamed soulmate. I don't care how many people in the world you have. You could be a polygamist. You could be married, blah, 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 divorced, married again. You are your number one relationship. And it's not always going to be happy. And that is the whole word. Let's see. It's a bad day, not a bad life. I remember telling my co-worker, she was like, hey, Jamisha, how are you doing? Are you having a good day? I couldn't even say yes because these customers is pissing me off every day. But I was like, look, every day won't be good, but there's good in every day. Like, see, I'm trying to, like, reprogram myself because being sensitive with unsensitive-ass customers is not it. Let's see. You don't need to do it alone, so they encourage groups. I agree with that. They go over some medications, but you know I'm a hippie, so they also recommend joining a mindful course. There's two types of mindfulness-based courses, or mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, and mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, MBCT. The difference between the two is MBSR focuses on helping people suffering with a severe stress or illness, as well as supporting people who want to learn, where MBCT focuses on helping people who have had 3 or more episodes of depression and are currently well. So in other words, the goal of MBCT is to help you stay well so that you don't get pressed again. I'm not going to go over the medication because I'm not a med. I say take a mushroom trip, do some ayahuasca, prepare yourself, go with the shaman. And it's really just doing the work, learning more about yourself, listening to yourself. You are your soulmate. We focus on everything else in this world but ourselves, but our soul. And it's going to get your attention one day through something. And you'll just have to face it. Let's see. Now I will recommend these natural healing methods, such as nutrition, movement, herbal medicines are just some of the healing methods that can drastically contribute to your recovery and help enhance your sense of mental, physical, and emotional well-being. Mental, physical, and emotional. Herbal medicine, nutrition, and mindful movements. So herbal medicine, St. John's wort. There are 2 main chemical compounds in St. John's wort that help regulate and enhance mood. People suffering from depression. These natural compounds are called hypericin and hyperflorin, and they act as chemical messengers in the nervous system that regulate mood. Nutrition for the brain. Our brains are literally depleted of vital nutrition, affecting our mood and levels of well-being. The connection between the gut and brain has a tremendous effect on mental health. This suggests there is a relationship between what we eat and the health of our gut and our mood. Foods that are high in sugar, poor unhealthy fats, refined carbs enhance the likelihood of depression. Remove the worst offenders for the brain, such as sugar and processed food, which can manifest mood swings and memory loss. Try healthy fats found in oily fish, butter, coconut oil, avocado, nuts, and seeds. I actually have been eating avocados this week, and I love avocados. So if I don't have avocados, because sometimes they be hard, sometimes they be soft, I'm going to do coconut oil. I might have to put coconut oil in my smoothie. Oh, and nuts. I ran out of nuts. Another good way of helping your brain is to stay hydrated. Drink lots of good quality filtered or mineral water. Drinking plain water is bad. Put some tea in there. They got cold tea. They got hot tea. If you buy food grade hydrogen peroxide, you can put that in your water. You can put lemon in your water. You can put fruits, different types of fruits and berries in your water. Your water should not be plain. There's no minerals in there at all. We are supposed to be drinking H3C. Okay. And that's basically just water with added nutrients. And sometimes, like I used to buy Boss. Like a lot of those waters, yeah, they do have high pH if you test it on the pH strip. But what it doesn't tell you is if it's genetically modified or man-made or natural. We're supposed to be sticking to more natural. I did my tea today, but I started putting a spoonful of sea moss in my water, mixing it up and drinking it like that too. No honey, no agave, just trying to get, the good stuff in. And it got better. Like the more I drink it, it's like, it's not the tastiest drink. Oh my God, let me tell you about my nephew. He saw me mixing it. He was like, is that a smoothie? Is it yummy? Can I taste it? I was like, it's not very yummy, but you can have a taste. He tasted it. He was like, yuck. I was like, you could go get some water. I know it doesn't taste very good. I said, but some things are not very yummy, but they're very good for your body. He was like, I know, Auntie Boo, but it's not very good for my tongue. That joke was so funny. Y'all, when I become a mom, this might be a whole mom podcast. But it was just so cute. The cuteness. Kids bring out the cuteness. Okay, let's see. Yoga, they mentioned yoga, Tai Chi. And you know what's so funny? All of this stuff, I remember Universe bringing this stuff to me years ago. I just never took the time to do it. And it's like, help has been around all this time. But don't worry, it got my attention now. Let's see. I think that's it, y'all. Take time to care for yourself. That's definitely where I'm at right now. Develop a regular mindfulness practice. Working on that right now. Have a crisis plan. I have my therapy on standby. Community involvement. I'm in so many groups. It's ridiculous. List your triggers and ways to manage them. I just have not been around my triggers. I have to make sure I don't put myself in situations to cause triggers. Do some mindfulness exercise. Be mindful of your thought. Support yourself with music and creativity. This podcast is creative to me. Different ebooks that I'm making, the different oracle card decks and stuff I've been making. They're creative. I'm going to be able to help myself and other people. It's fun. Know and respect your limits. There go that word respect again. Plan your day and have a routine. I'm working on that too. So that day, that's what Spirit had gave me to make the daily 7, which is probably going to be more than 7. And when I do the ebook, I'll have it. Of course, I'll do a whole podcast on it, and then I'll share it. But I'm excited to do that because I've never been like a planner, like ever. But I'm most successful with plans. Like in college, they give you XYZ, and I do XYZ, and I get ABC. Like that's just how I am. So knowing that I need my life to be like that, I don't know why I haven't implemented it yet. Even like at work, they started, if you do XYZ, you could be a manager now. I'm like, finally, because I didn't know what the steps to take. And I'm like, finally. But now I realize I don't even want to do that. I don't even believe in the company that I work for. And before I can make the major changes that I want to make, like putting all my money in a trust, I can't be an employee anymore. Because they definitely want you to pay taxes. And you don't have to when you put your money in a trust. Let's see. So now I'm going to have to refigure out my career because that's not what I want to do anymore. Let's see. I feel like if you're going to give your all to a job, it should give 110% to you. And I just see people dying or being stressed or sick or ill. It's like, this job is killing us. Let me get the fuck out of here before it get me. That's how I feel. 10 tips to getting the most out of mindfulness. 1 a day. Do an activity of mindfully. Think and reflect on mindfulness as often as you can. Do the practice. A little practice is better than none. Get used to nurturing yourself. Remind yourself that you have a choice and you can be mindful. Go slowly and gently. Recognize your own progress. Attend mindfulness practice groups. Talk and share your mindfulness with others. Be flexible. Oh, this book was everything and more. So thank you, Robert Gepka, Dorset Mindfulness Center Director, for writing Managing Depression with Mindfulness for Dummies, teaching us how to heal and recover from depression, understand the relationship between thinking, feeling, mood, and depression, reduce your depression with effective mindfulness practice, and implement positive changes and prevent relapse. This was like the best read. When I finally do have my kiddos, they're going to have a wealth of knowledge. Like, oh, you depressed? I got a book for that. Let's go over to. I read this book. Mommy was like that too. Come on, I got some helpful tips for you. Like, they don't be going over this shit. You get out of high school, like, what the fuck? They do not prepare you for life. Like, this be the important shit. I'm homeschooling my kids. I'm going to make sure they really get what they need for this life. Not to be somebody's slave. All right, this is probably going to be a 2-part podcast. Should I put it on one? I might just put it on one. Instead of... I might need to see how long it end up being. If it's too long, I'll put it on 2. If not, I'll leave it on 1. No, it might end up being 2 because I got some more. I forgot I got my quotes. Let me go over my quotes and then that will be it. We have, it's not always depression. Working the change triangle. Listen to the body, discover core emotions, and connect with your authentic self. Never go to sleep without a request to your subconscious mind. I wish people knew that my mental health is so physical too. Headaches, painful jaw and teeth. I need to send that to my sister. Heart palpitations, upset tummy, night and day sweats, fatigue and exhaustion, sensory overload, rock solid tense shoulders, cramps, sore fingers, restless legs. Like, our body is like, bitch. Emotional wheel. I'm starting to like dig into my emotions. That's gonna be like a whole thing. So we have joy, genius, anger, sad, fear, disgust. Dignity and resilience are in joy. Intuition and courage are in genius. Reactivity and rage are in anger. Isolation and grief are in sad. Fragility and vulnerability are in fear. Shame and aversion are in disgust. My mental health started to improve when I stopped lying to myself, created space from friendships I had outgrown, set fire to labels I thought defined me, set a bedtime and stuck to it, eased into the joy of missing out, said yes to interests even if I had to go alone, sought out prayer, spiritual nourishment, exercise to feel good, not to lose weight, explored my relationship with alcohol, had really hard conversations, stopped accepting inconsistency, grieved the loss of life that I had envisioned, paid more attention to what was working. Hello. It's okay to be angry. It's never okay to be cruel. Hey, listen to your emotions. Bitterness shows you where you need to heal, where you're still holding judgments on others and yourself. Resentment shows you where you're living in the past and not allowing the present to be as it is. Discomfort shows you that you need to pay attention right now to what is happening because you're being given the opportunity to change, to do something different that you typically do it. Anger shows you what you're passionate about, where your boundaries are, and what you believe needs to change about the world. Disappointment shows you that you tried for something, that you did not give in to apathy, that you still care. Guilt shows that you're still living life in others people's expectations of what you should do. Shame shows you that you're internalizing other people's beliefs about you, about who you should be or who you are, and that you need to reconnect with yourself. Anxiety shows you that you need to wake up right now and that you need to be present and that you're stuck in the past and living in fear of the future. Sadness shows you the depth of your feelings, the depth of your care for others and this world. Aww. They do more than just feel, y'all. Okay, emotions. Depression is hidden anger, anxiety, wake up to your needs, jealousy, what you want, resentment, violated boundaries, bitterness, withholding forgiveness. Anger, it's time to make a change. Shame, letting others define who you should be. Guilt, letting others define what you should do. Sadness, what you love and care about. Disappointment, you actually tried. Insomnia, 2 of your core beliefs are conflicting. When you can't sleep, bruh. I got a journal about each of those. Wow. Insomnia, 2 of your core beliefs are conflicting. I think that was it for my Pinterest. Should I leave a link for my Pinterest? Yeah, I'll go ahead and upload that so that you can see a link to my Pinterest. I'm pretty sure that is it. I had fun with this podcast. Like, I literally started this book on April 18th, and I hadn't picked it back up until now, really, because I just finished it. So sometimes you know what you need, you order the stuff, you do the stuff, but you don't follow through. And it's like the answers were right there. But I knew that I was going through something, and I wasn't going to stop till I figured it out. I knew that psychologists, psychiatrists, whatever you want to call them, they go to school and read these same books to help me. And I could do it. I'm like such a nerd. But sometimes just listening to someone and really dumping everything on someone else, these people have signed up to accept that crap. I'm pretty sure they pray, sage, and everything before they meet with people. They open that space to allow you to dump and to dispose of it safely, so that you could just. Because when I was done, it was like, and all I did was talk. Not one problem was solved, just talk. But just having new ways of thinking about it, you know, it's confirmation for me. Like, okay, so I was doing the right thing. I was thinking the right thing. Okay, I'm on the right path. It's confirmation for me. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. The more books I read, I'll go over them, give you a little cliff notes, share as I continue to live and journey through this thing called life. So, let me go ahead and end it. Like how we be ending. Keep learning, evolving, and spreading love. I hope you see the fruits of your labor. Namaste, love, stay, always vibe high, babe. Sometimes you vibe low. That's okay. Feel the feels and come back up. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye. Thanks a million for listening. There's a million podcasts in the world. You clicked on this one, this one, to hear what I have to say. I hope universe has a special message for you. You can reach me on Linktree at /love.meesh. I hope you have a better than great day. Love ya. Talk to you later. Bye.
You all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. And yet, I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you!